In this video, I'll be discussing 5 tips on how you can use your subconscious mind to achieve what you want in life. In fact, I discovered this secret about the subconscious mind 5 years ago. And when I actually spent time to learn to understand the subconscious mind and to put the tips I'm going to share with you into practice, I tell you the truth, my life has changed by more than 100 times. And that's why I'm going to share with you these tips. And I know that if you also follow these tips, you are going to become a very more successful person. I did a video earlier on understanding the secret power of the subconscious mind. And this video is the second part, which is focusing on how to use the subconscious mind to achieve what you want in this life. So if you didn't watch that video, you can check the link above or the link in the description of this video, and you will see that video. And when you watch the video and you watch this one, I tell you the truth that you can never be an ordinary person. Okay, so we are going to go into the details, and I know if you actually follow the steps I'm recommending in this video, I tell you that you yourself will call me and tell me that you are so grateful for going through this. And if you read through and there's anything you don't understand, you can leave your comments in the comment section. Okay, so let's go into the details of this video. Okay, so the number one tip that you need to follow in order to get the best of your subconscious mind to achieve what you really want in this life is you have to practice the principle of affirmations or auto-suggestions. Now, what are auto-suggestions or affirmations? When we talk about affirmations, we're talking about positive personal statements that you say to yourself repeatedly. In other words, I can say affirmations are repeated self-talks. And affirmations actually go with your faith. If you say to yourself, I am not a loser, I am not a loser, I am a winner, I am a winner, I shall not lose, I shall win, I'll be able to do this, I will do this, I can do this, I am more I have the skills, I am talented, I can be defeated, I will be able to. In fact, the more you say those things, the more it strengthens your will, the more it strengthens your mind, the more it strengthens your ability to actually do that particular thing. So you have to say to yourself repeated self-talks that are very positive and personal to yourself, and have faith and belief. Now let me give you an example. A certain man in New York, there was embezzlement of funds from a certain bank. And this affirmation that I'm talking about, it works for positive and a negative statement. But when you say a negative thing, it's going to work, it's going to manifest in physical form as if it is a positive thing. Now, the person stole money from a bank, and when it was discovered, he ran and hid in a hotel. And when they searched, and after 3 days they found him, they saw him telling himself, this thing will kill me, this thing will kill me, this thing will kill me, this thing will kill me. And finally he died. You see, it was his subconscious mind, the mind, the negative thought he has been harboring and saying to himself that it will kill him, it will kill him, it will kill him, that finally killed him. I will later explain to you how it happens, actually, the mechanism of it. Then there is another popular example. Les Brown is an international motivational speaker who has lived with prostate cancer for over 30 years. Now, statistics from the survival rate of prostate cancer indicates that the average prostate cancer victim lives for only 5 years. When someone gets prostate cancer, they live averagely for 5 years. But he has lived for over 30 years and is still alive. And how does that happen? It is because of the positive belief. The day he was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and the doctor told him, he laughed and told the doctor, "Doctor, do you have a second opinion?" The doctor said, there is no any other second opinion. You have prostate cancer, and this is a condition that has no cure. But I tell you, because Les Brown is someone who is self-motivated, he's someone who is having that strong mental power or will, he has been able to motivate himself to have that positive belief that he is not going to die through this prostate cancer. And because of that faith and strong belief in himself and that he's not going to die, he has actually lived for over 30 years. This is not a fictional story. This is a real life story. As of the time of doing this video, Les Brown is still alive. Meanwhile, he had prostate cancer in the early 1990s and he is still alive as of 2023. So you should know how powerful affirmations are. Then when we go to before I even go to the next one, I want to give another example to support the affirmations. Now, there was a certain woman who was she had a disease called carcinoma. Carcinoma is a deadly form of skin cancer and it quickly spreads to all parts of the body. Now, when this lady had this carcinoma, it actually was on her leg and they had to amputate the leg because it will quickly infect other parts of the body. And you know what happened? They considered the fact that this woman was an old woman, and if they are to amputate her leg, it will not easily heal, and so she will not be able to adapt to a prosthetic limb. But this woman, after they were pondering, this woman came and told them that she has kissed a religious relic. A religious relic is like a religious symbol or statue. And after she kissed the religious relic, she told them she has the faith that she's going to get healed. So they shouldn't do the amputation. And truth be told, after 3 months, the skin cancer vanished. When they tested again, there was no skin cancer. So you can see, all these things happen by faith. And I can tell you that most of the people that die as a result of terminal illness in the world today don't actually die because of the terminal illness. What is a terminal illness in the first place? A terminal illness is a disease that has no cure. So, for example, when someone is diagnosed of HIV or AIDS or cancer or other terminal sicknesses, they just, because they know that this sickness has no cure, they already fear engulfs them so much that their immune system becomes so weak. And so when the immune system becomes weak, they start expecting to die. And finally they die. And this death is not because the sickness has actually killed them, but it is because when the fear engulfed them and their immune system became weak, they end up dying by mental suicide. You see, or they die by depression because the person is thinking, after all, this sickness, I can't come out again. I can't survive out of this sickness. And they finally die. So the positive affirmations or positive self-talks are very important. That is why you should be very, 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 very careful of what you say to yourself. So you should develop positive statements, say to yourself repeatedly every day positive things. The world is so harsh. Look, you may think that being good to people will also automatically return good things, but it doesn't happen. So you have to understand the kind of world in which you live in. So you have to prepare yourself and have a very strong mental resilience in order to succeed. And that is where you have to develop strong or positive self-affirmations. So that is the number one thing you need to do in order to help use your subconscious mind to achieve your goals or your dreams. The number two thing that you have to say is you have to avoid negative words. What do I mean? Negative words like, I can't do it, I will fail in this, I can't achieve it, I know this is not possible for me. You have to erase them from your life. I'm not saying you shouldn't be realistic, but in most of the cases, the things that we say we can't do, we could actually do them if we make up our mind that we're going to do it. That's why someone once said that if you really, really want to do something, you will find a way of doing it. If you don't want to do it, you will find an excuse. So you have to avoid negative words and develop positive self-talks. So when you develop positive talks and you say them over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, they are going to manifest in physical form. So the second thing I am talking about is that avoid negative self-talks or negative words and go into positive words. Okay. Now, the third one that I will talk about is you have to, when you are about to sleep, you have to pray and say a lot of positive things to yourself before you sleep. Now, the subconscious mind, you see, when you are about to sleep, most of the things that you do when you sleep, it will happen because the subconscious mind doesn't sleep. It works 24 hours. And in fact, the time you are sleeping is the time your subconscious mind even works the most and is even more active during the time you are sleeping. So when you are about to sleep, always focus your mind on the things you want to achieve. Focus on it and think over it. If you have any difficult problem that you've thought about it over and over again and you have not got a solution, when you're about to sleep, give it to your subconscious mind. Think about it, ponder on it, sleep on it. And I tell you that when you sleep, your subconscious mind is going to continue thinking and pondering on it and looking for ideas in your environment about how to actually get it solved. And don't be surprised when you wake up at a certain point of the night and you get a solution to that problem. I'll give you a practical example of this. In 2019, I was thinking of a name for a company, my company, and I thought about it over and over and over and over and over again. I never came with an idea. So one day I was about to sleep. I thought about it for several minutes and hours and finally slept on it. When I slept, exactly 3 a.m., the name just came clearly in my mind. It came, so when I came, it just woke me up and the name came. I just went and took my diary, wrote everything on it, and till today, it is the name in use. So when you are about to sleep, give whatever thoughts, whatever problems that you have, give it to your subconscious mind and ponder on it. Your subconscious mind is very receptive, especially at the time you're about to sleep, when you are very drowsy and in fact you are less conscious of the environment. So that is the time your subconscious mind is very receptive to information and is very discerning at that time. So that is the third one. The fourth one, when you are sleeping, practice playing motivational tips in the background. And this is something I have been doing over the years that has helped me so much. So what I do is that when I'm about to sleep, normally either I'll be playing a motivational tip or I'll be reading something. So when I say a motivational tip, a motivational message or a preaching, or I'm reading a book. Most of the time I read books too. So I'll play, if it is on a computer, I use my Microsoft Edge browser to read PDF books. So it will be reading while I am sleeping. So by the time I wake up from the sleep, there are so many things. You will be shocked that when you are sleeping, the subconscious mind is not sleeping. So it's still listening. So that's why when you practice what I'm telling you, sometimes you will have information that you don't know where you discovered it. You will have some information. So you have to also be very careful because it can also automatically capture bad information. So make sure that what you are listening to is a positive information that you really like. So that is it. Then it could even be music. So you could be listening to music, you could play a motivational tape, you could be reading a book while you are sleeping. Let it play over, and your subconscious mind will be discerning and take the vital information that you need. Then the last one is take very conscious notice of what you listen to. What do I mean? In daily life, as you move around, be very conscious. Don't listen to any song you don't really like. Maybe someone is playing a certain song, or maybe you all of a sudden you play certain songs, or you listen to certain songs that you know they are not good for you, and you say, oh, I'm just listening, it won't do me anything. You don't know what is happening. Your subconscious mind is picking up the information gradually, and it will manifest one day. That is why a lot of suicide victims have confessed that whatever weapon they used to kill themselves, or whatever they used to, whether they kill themselves or they kill someone, they learned it through watching movies. So most of the people who like watching violent movies, bloody scenes, one day it is going to manifest because your subconscious mind has been taking notice of it and has been processing that information. So be very conscious and deliberate in whatever information you listen to, because if you don't take time and you don't measure, or you don't consciously regulate whatever information enters your subconscious mind or your mind, one day they will manifest and you'll be shocked that you are the one doing them. So this is just a summary, or just some few tips that you can follow and develop your subconscious mind and use it to achieve what you really want. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell for other more powerful videos like this. See you in the next video. Bye bye.